area. Okay, so here's some random ideas in fields where there's lots of interest and lots of products. And I even came up with website names for you. Now, I didn't check if they were still available, and they probably won't be after this podcast makes its way around the world. All right, but you can think of ways to get around getting a good domain name. In fact, I'm going to do a couple weeks from now, I'm going to do a session on that, an episode on that. All right, so let's get into some of these. Fishing. People are crazy about fishing. There's all kinds of products in the fishing world. If you just jump in, throw your hat in, and do a good job, you'll get your fair share of the business. Like domain name, fishingfortheregularguy or girl.com. Family fishing would be a domain name. Camping on a budget, that's another big thing. Soccer Mom Savage or Savage Soccer Mom. Now, there's people making fortunes just talking about, to me, that means nothing, all right, because I don't go through the experiences of a soccer mom. But other soccer moms do, and they relate to it, and people get hundreds of thousands of views just talking about stuff that I have no idea no interest in what they're talking about. But that doesn't matter. There's millions of other soccer moms that do relate to it, and that's what we're looking at there. And the word savage is a good one, okay? Here's another one if you got kids, sharpdresskids.com. I just made that one up. But you get good enough at that, people will be sending you clothes for your kids just for you to review them. You don't have to send them back, okay? Now, here's an interesting one. I came up with this domain name called Brazilla. Right. Again, these are from my personal life experiences and not from wearing a bra. Okay, I might add. And I thought of another name for this one too, Bra Savage. All right. So I got two stories to tell you about here. I was dating this girl, and she was always complaining that she couldn't find bras that fit. And she's always sagging. And so, of course, the man of the family is going to fix this problem. Right. So I started researching, and I found this place. I still see it listed. I think it's closed up. It was run by a much older lady. It was called Dell's Bra Boutique in Fairfax, Virginia. If you Google that, you'll still see the reviews and Yelp reviews on it. So I took her there, and they found out she was a 32 double D, which means she had giant boobs, but her back was real tiny. And so the normal double D bras were loose on her. So they gave her the right size, and she was always saying, well, now, they're great. They're pointing in the right direction. And then she dumped me. So, but she was kind of crazy. I mean, I'm better off than she did, to tell you the truth. But that leads me into this other story. See, I buy stuff on the buying apps all the time. I grew up very frugal. So I'll go to Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, those kinds of places. And so I bought this tool off of this guy, and I went to his house. It was a beautiful house. And out front was a $500,000 motorhome. He came to the door dressed very nice and invited me in to go down and look at his shop, his workshop. And so as we're going down, everything's normal, right? To this point. And then we get downstairs and we're heading towards his shop, and I look over in his basement and there are hundreds, I'm talking hundreds of bras hanging from his rafters. And I'm like, oh man, he kills people and hangs their underwear up. I'm like, oh my God. So we go in there, I buy the tool. We're talking about how our dads taught us how to use tools, and everything's normal, except for these hundreds of bras hanging up in his basement. So on the way out, of course, I let him lead the way. I didn't want him standing behind me. Remember my awareness from my martial arts. So I said, hey, you got to tell me, what are all these bras hanging there for? And then he like lit up. He said, oh man, my daughter goes to thrift stores, and she knows all the people there, and she finds all the hard to find bra sizes, and comes, cleans them up, and sells them on eBay. I said, no kidding. I said, how much does she make? I don't think I asked him that. I think he offered it. She says, yeah, she pulled in $200,000 last year selling used bras on eBay.